Taking that thumbnail was a fucking struggle. Hey guys, what's up? It's Dom. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I typically make bookish content, movie content, and then anything else like traveling and miscellaneous collection content because I like to make whatever the hell I feel like making. Today's video is going to be bookish content because I am doing my September wrap-up and October TBR. Yes, I know by the time you see this video, it's going to be like mid-October, but still, I still wanted to plan this video out and just get it out there. Also, if I sound dead inside, if I look dead inside, it's because I am dead inside. I had to work today and it's exhausting because we are entering Karen season. There's always Karens, but Karens tend to just go off exponentially around this time. So I'm exhausted. There are Karens at work and it's like, ooh, wow, all I want to do is go home and read. But I'm so exhausted that my eyes are drooping and I can't read. So let's get talking about my books. I read 2 books in September. I meant to read like 4, 5, 6, more than 2 for sure. And I read 2 chapters of The Thornbirds, a book I fucking started in like July, I think it was, like late July, early August. But whatever, here we go, let's get started. It's gonna be quick because I made vlogs of both the books. So I'm not gonna really spend much time talking about them, but we'll just get there when we get there. So the first book I read in September was New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. This book is really fucking damaged. Out of my entire collection, it's the only book with the movie cover and not the original cover, which sucks because New Moon has the prettiest one. But what did I think of this book? I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, I think. I don't really want to get into detail about what I thought of this book because I made that long vlog. I don't remember what my original rating was because yes, this was a reread. I last read the series when I was 12. I am now 23. Let that sink in. See how the Quileute tribe was not represented well and just other things I really didn't like about this book, but then it's still so nostalgic, and I still, despite it being so hard for me to read, because I would kind of, like, it was just hard for me to pick up the book, I still liked it better than the first book. This was my favorite book growing up, which seems to be an unpopular opinion, but I enjoyed myself. I liked when Bella and Jacob were friends, and I could see that the whole, like, Team Edward, Team Jacob thing was really hyped up for the movies. Because I don't see it. It's obvious from the beginning who she's supposed to end up with. And I liked her and Jacob as friends better, and before he like professed his love for her, and he wasn't like god-awful in this book. Eclipse, he was just god-awful. And Alice was hilarious, Jasper was quiet, and then we don't really hear much from anyone else. But yeah, it was a fun time, and it took me too long to read, despite it being a fun time. Therefore, the last book I read in September was Eclipse by Stephanie Meyer. This is the 3rd book in the Twilight series. By the way, I am rereading the series for Midnight Sun, because I forgot what happened in the first book, so I want to prepare myself, but it's like, if I'm rereading the first book, I might as well reread the whole series, because I've been meaning to do that for a while. I thought the first book was my least favorite of the series, but then I reread this one, and this one's actually my least favorite of the series. I don't know why, but I got bored a lot, especially with Bella and Edward, like, constantly talking about love, avoiding not the topic, but the word sex, which drives me crazy, and again, I made a vlog about this. You can see it up above. Jacob turns god-awful in this. See, I knew it was my least favorite because when I went to go change my rating, I didn't have to change it because I was going to put it down to 3.5 stars. I was going to put it down to 3 stars, but it was already 3 stars. So, unfortunately, my least favorite, but I'm not going to get into too much detail. Just watch the vlog. It's very long, though, but still, just watch it. So, as I said, I read 2 more chapters of this book because I wanted to read Breaking Dawn, but I just didn't have time because I wanted to put Twilight on hold so I could get started on spooky reads this year. So, I just read this one in between, and still, I don't like this book. Especially the direction Maggie's life is going. I don't blame her, obviously, but it's obvious that Colleen here likes torturing this poor woman, and her husband fucking, her as in Maggie, her husband fucking sucks, and I don't know if it's supposed to be predictable, but like the moment we knew him, I knew he was going to be a really shitty man, and I hate it, he bothers me. I was reading reviews, and like honestly, I'm nowhere near the part where everyone seems to like. There's a relationship in this book everyone likes, but I'm nowhere near that part yet. And I want to DNF, but again, my cousin wants me to read this, and I don't want to disappoint. One day it will be finished, probably not till December 31st of this year. So my October TBR is kind of short. That's because one of the books is very, very long. I have 3 books on it. I don't know if I'm going to get to all 3. 2 of them one of them, I already started one of them. So the other one I really want to start, I don't know if it's happening. It by Stephen King is my main focus of this month. I have already started it. I'm on page 230. It's kind of, I like it, but it kind of reminds me of War and Peace and Les Miserables in the sense that Stephen King likes to give 50-page backstories in order to explain one line of action, but he still does it really well while I'm like fully engrossed, even though like we'll probably maybe never see these people again. I don't know. That's how it was in Les Mis and War and Peace. So far, the scariest was the first 3 chapters when it's describing what happened with Georgie. I'm not really on anything scary. I'm still in the midst. Mike has made the calls to the adults, the adult version of these characters, so right now we're having a throwback to 1958 where the kids are just meeting for the first time. So I still have a long way to go. I am so behind schedule of reading this book, but just know I am also vlogging this experience. I want to see how long it takes me to read. The goal is to get it done by October 26th. It's currently October 11th as of filming this. I'm supposed to be on page 400 according to my own little schedule, but I'm on page 230. You can see how that's going. Life is a mess. We love to see it. I will also say this is my big book of the year. I like to read a big book every year. I started with House of Leaves, actually, and then Les Miserables. And I also read The Divine Comedy that year. So that year I happened to read 2 big books. Then it was War and Peace. Last year's The Count of Monte Cristo. This is this year's. Next year's is going to be Under the Dome and hopefully The Arabian Nights. Hopefully I can do 2 big books a year. My goal this year is to do 3, and I'm still on the first one. So I should stop making goals because they're unrealistic expectations. The next book on my list is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. This has been on my Goodreads TBR for years, but I just finished watching the TV show on Netflix. For a show that nearly gave me a heart attack multiple times all throughout, I cried. And I know it's loosely based off the story, to the point where like they kind of just took the title and made their own story from what I've heard of people who read this, but like I'm still in the mood to read this book, and it's hailed as one of the greatest horror stories of all time. So hopefully I can get to it. According to my schedule, it's not going to happen till like October 28th, so I'm not giving myself a lot of time to read it, but I want to. I really, really want to. The other book I want to get to this month is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. This will be a reread, and I'm in the mood to reread this because I just finished my rewatch of Penny Dreadful, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's my favorite live action and one of my top 3 favorite TV shows of all time. If you are a fan of Gothic literature, that is the show for you. It is Dracula, Dorian Gray, and Frankenstein all in one show, and they introduced Dr. Jekyll in the last season. The music to that show is superior, the acting is amazing, but I will warn you, if I made a good case here, I will warn you, Season 3, the first half, great. It tells this great story, introduces all these characters, you're thinking you're going to be led on to a 4th season, but unfortunately, halfway through the season, you can kind of tell when the tables turned and the director and the creator changed his mind about wanting to keep making the show and decided at the last minute he's going to conclude it. Creator says he always planned to have 3 seasons, but like Season 3 just doesn't, I don't want to say reads like that because you're not reading anything. It doesn't like watch like that at all. So the theory amongst fans is that he meant it to have more seasons, but then like at the last minute, Showtime dropped the ball on him saying, hey, you're canceled. So at the very last minute, he had to scramble and conclude the show because it is the type of show that needs a conclusion. And the ending leaves a lot to be desired. Like, I'm ranting about a show in a book wrap-up and TBR, but like, I liked aspects of the finale, but it needed like a season or 2 for development. But watch the show anyway, even if it's for the music and the cinematography, because it is beautiful. At this point, this has nothing to do with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And hopefully, since now I have 2 jobs, a book haul's coming. I don't know when, but it will, because I have a list of books I want to buy before I make that video. But I want to buy all the volumes of Tokyo Ghoul, because I found out on Amazon you can get all 14 for $94, which is only like $6.70 a volume, because individually they're $9.99. So I was like, this is a steal. I'm going to get it. And so I'm waiting to read the last volume until that all gets in my hands. I just don't know when that's going to happen. So it's tentatively on my October TBR, but if not, for sure November. And that's it. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys liked that. Let me know what you are reading. Let me know what you did read. Are you reading any spooky books? I know there's a lot of readathons going on right now that I wanted to join, but I just didn't have time because I wanted to get it done. And my life is a mess right now, and I'm really overwhelmed because I'm so used to doing nothing for the past few months that I'm kind of freaking out right now. Also, I can't keep my eyes open, so I'm going to peace out. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and thanks for watching. I'm going to peace out now, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao, tutti.